Hello everybody, Daniel here from Know It All Charleston Tours. I am a tour guide certified by the city of Charleston, and I'm coming to you today on the eve of the stay-at-home order here in Charleston. Meaning that tomorrow, people aren't going to be able to be out and about enjoying the city that they love, but we wanted to get out before that so that we could share you some sort of scenes of the city and then also make some videos for you so that you can continue to enjoy the city and learn about the city even while you are at home. I think this could be especially good for those of you like my wife and I who now find ourselves stay-at-home homeschool teachers, and we need some material for the kids. Hopefully we'll be able to provide you with some stuff, some factoids that you can drop on the kids so that when you do finally get out and about and you're around Charleston, you can show them these things and point them out to them. So the reason why I'm here, and sorry for the slightly dark video, it's kind of hard to get the white balance right, but this was a good example that I wanted to show you. I'm talking about this building across the street there, and you see these little dots in the two sides of the building. What in the world are those for? Well, a lot of people don't realize that Charleston was the scene of the strongest earthquake to ever strike the East Coast. In 1886, at 9:51 in the evening, an earthquake struck Charleston. That earthquake, they didn't have the Richter scale then, but that earthquake, they estimate, would have measured about a 7.1 to a 7.3 on the Richter scale. So in 1886, it was devastating to the city. It almost destroyed the city. Almost every single building in the city was damaged in some way, shape, or form. Almost every chimney in the city was destroyed. 2/3 of the city's residents all of a sudden found themselves homeless. In the aftermath of the earthquake and during the rebuilding process, they had to figure out some way of shoring up these buildings against future earthquakes. So what they did was they devised earthquake bolts. So what those are is there's bolts in each end and opposite ends of the building, forward and across the building, and then in between those bolts is a giant tie rod. In the middle of that tie rod is sort of a turnbuckle, and then you can take a piece of metal or a pole and put it in there and crank it, and then what that will do is that will bring the walls of the building either into each other or out from each other and hold them together and hold them square. So that's what those are for. The interesting thing is, even here in Charleston, is that some buildings, even though they don't have them when people restore the building, sometimes they put false caps on the walls so that it is consistent with the look of the rest of Charleston. But that's what those are in the sides of the buildings. They're earthquake bolts. So now you know. And I hope that in the future, you'll get to come on a tour with me and I can talk to you all about the earthquake of 1886 and what it was like here in Charleston. And when you do get to come on a tour with me, I look forward to seeing you, and I hope that I can turn you into a Charleston know-it-all.